And we are live, the SMT Podcast, November the 7th, 2021. I do have some guests here tonight. We welcome Mr. Zero Cool. We have the Bearded Dragon and potentially a moose sighting as well. So, gentlemen, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming through tonight.
We're shirtless back here.
Yeah, we're all shirtless, even me. This is all just a hologram. This is all brought to you by 5G. It's just a hologram, AR and VR. I'm shirtless backstage. Let's do some hellos to everybody who's here tonight for the live chat and hashtag 2Live Crew if you're watching this at the time that it goes live. Big shout out to Baby Yoda. Thanks for coming through and mod squatting tonight. Hashtag mod squad. We got a Shay. Got the homie MS. Good to see you if you're still here. Steven, not much, man. Glad you could stop by tonight. Good to have you. Mr. Apple Watts is in the house. Howdy. We got Jared. Good to see you. You got the going on. I gotta preserve my voice, man. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I went for a run today, and I guess it was cold enough. It just I don't know. Just a lot of cold, dry air hit me pretty hard. I ran like 3 or 4 miles, dude, and it was just cold. And I had a hoodie on. I had layers. I was in joggers. It was just cold, and I don't know, man. It takes time to get used to it, I guess. What's up, Ron? Got JC here. We got Zeke who made it over from the Patreon side. David, what is up, bro? RFK is in the house. Good to have you too. Glad you guys could come on by tonight. And we got the first super chat from Ricky. Appreciate it, Big Rick. Skunk Apes rule. Got the Florida Skunk Apes, the Key West Skunk Apes. Skunk Apes assemble. I like the reference, man. Very nice. Curtis is here. Good to have you. Kaz is in the house. Also good to have you. Thanks for coming through and mod squatting. Hector's in the house. Oh, God. Come on. Running Flame, hashtag OnlyFans, please. That's only with the backstage with the shirtless jump offs. That's it. That's the most we could do. Truman says T-Mobile's going to take the crown. And then we got hashtag shirtless. Powered by Skull Games. Maybe it's powered by him. What's up, Andy? Good to see you, man. Got Zeke in the house. Hey, Dan, welcome to the show. Glad to have you. We got Jason. He's in the 801. I feel like I should know where the 801 is. Surprised I don't. That sounds familiar. Where is 801? Oh, that is in Utah. That's the Salt Lake City zip code. Very nice. Eric, good to see you. Dante's in the house. Hashtag 2Live Crew. Good to have you guys. I don't know if it's allergies. I think just breathing in a ton of air. I ran pretty hard. I had a pretty good pace. So, what's up, Marc? What's going on, sir? Yeah. You absolutely did it right, man. Absolutely. The homie Jamaal's in the house. Good to see you, man. Long time, man. Glad you come by tonight. Natsu is here. My brother Chambers in the house. Dan, how you liking that new Pixel 6, man? Let me know. Give me a rating. What are you liking about it so far? Because I've enjoyed mine. I really do like it.
What up, Dan?
Guess what? My house is getting T-Mobile N41. Sprint rack is decommissioned. T-Mobile panels are going up. Lucky you, man.
Well, it's about time. Jeez.
I know. Yeah, man. What's poppin', Orlando? Yeah. AT&T bottom rack reaches 2 miles with band 66. So hopefully N41 reaches. That's pretty nice. That's pretty good. T-Mobile takes the crown for deception and lies. Ricky put it on thick just to get it started, man. Patiently wait. No, there is not. It's not going to happen, dog. There will be no SMT OnlyFans content. Bernardo, what's going on? Glad to have you. Anwar, what is up, my friend? Good to have you as well. Antonio. Love it. 10 out of 10. It is fantastic. I've enjoyed it. Oh, snap. Got a YouTube channel. Oh, hey, moderators, if you could please. This is a longtime supporter of the SMT. Let's get a link for Tech with Obed. Let's get a link. Let's put that in the live chat so people can subscribe and check out some of his content. Big shout out to Obed. I appreciate it. When people ask why I'm in trailer tech, I usually figured out how to use invisible sky wiggles to send our disembodied voices anywhere in the world. How are you not into that? I totally agree.
Yeah,
That is
seems right.
incredible perspective. That's awesome.
Invisible sky wiggles.
Yeah, bro.
That's
That's
RF.
Actually,
That's RF right there.
Vivian, you're slightly off with that one.
what?
Based on how the tower is pointed, we're also using these invisible sky wiggles to beam our voices and TV into outer space.
Big facts.
Planet Zorb.
Big
As
shout out
long
to
as-
George
Senior
and
wave.
Planet Zorb. That's right. Get
Senior
our
wave.
Zarg nuts ordered. You know.
As long as the signal does not break in the ionosphere, we're broadcasting to space.
Big shout out to George. Welcome to the show. We got Kevin here. Good to have you. My brother Jose is here. More fiber trucks in my area, dude. They're everywhere. I think they have kind of worked through some of the fiber supply chain issues, but there's still like a labor shortage too. So some of the installing and all that is kind of falling back a bit too.
Kazi's in New York. Yeah,
I don't think so.
Kazi, where you at? Florida?
Yeah, I don't think he's New York.
Was
I
it
forget,
Florida?
but that doesn't seem familiar.
Either
What's
way,
phone
I
of the
think
year?
they're trying to steal gators off the streets to
Dude, I don't know.
jack
what
up the
phone of the year.
bills for gator feed.
Do you guys think the Galaxy S21 Ultra is the phone of the year?
No.
I don't give a damn about phone of the year.
Yeah. Some people do. Some people, hey, man, they're into that. You know,
It's gonna be what's the phone of the month.
phone of the month, yeah, because they don't drop at the same time.
Phone of the week. You know, Huawei and Oppo, they keep releasing random phones at random times.
Yep.
There's also Telesat in India that seems to be really popular.
Oh, dude, flan is delicious. That's a really good dessert. Yep, my moderator's on it. Appreciate it. Big shout out to the mods for getting Tech with Obed going. Hey, what's up, Adam? Good to see you, man. Yeah, another super chat from Tech with Obed. Once Seabed comes out, T-Mobile is gonna get their. I don't know, man. They've got a pretty big lead, like in terms of jumping out in front. They've got more sites upgraded with M41, so I mean, they got a lot of spectrum on there.
Yes, sir.
Those are RF engineers at T-Mobile. Or on a scale of 1 coked up honey badger to 10 coked up honey badgers, how fast are they deploying N41 at 100 megahertz? I'm thinking about 3 or 4.
I'm trying to say this objectively. I would say probably. You want the status like right now? Is that what you're saying? Okay, I would say probably about a 4. Okay.
I was saying 4 myself.
4 out of 10 or 4 out of 5?
4 out of 10.
Yeah.
Holy.
No.
Hey, that's actually pretty good for T-Mobile.
No, hold on. Next year, it's going to be a 6 or a 7 out of 10, and the year after that, it's going to be 8 or 9.
And nobody could shake a stick at a 8 out of 10.
How do you do that with less money, though?
I'm just saying what's going to happen. I'm not really like I know the capex, but I'm just saying, you can. I mean, how easy is it to?
I'm getting my 4 local towers optimized with N41 at the moment.
Right now, I just want to say, now try to use this analogy. It's easier to throw 100 pennies than $100. So if you use that logic, you can still deploy a lot, of N41. So look for that, going extremely heavy in the next year and year after that.
Obed, thank you for the super chat, by the way. Appreciate it. Big shout out to Alexis. Hello from Dallas. Kazi's in Florida, just as an update. He's saying Pixel 6 or the 13, so there's your answer. I don't know. I'll go with the 13. People liking their iPhones. RFK is saying the Galaxy S21 Ultra. Vivian says, I actually think it's a capital strike, not a labor shortage. Capital strike is the employer version of a labor strike. They refuse to hire until certain demands are met, such as not raising wages. Yes, and that is a horrible negotiation because that kills progress, and those people deserve to get paid, right? Cost of living is up, and the wages need to follow.
And I mean, they're working hard. They're, especially with fiber installers, they're assisting with the corporate transition from all ass in seat to partial ass in seat in the office. It's critical. So if there's a capital shortage from the companies, that just means, AT&T and Verizon are delaying the new normal for business. Or, anyone else who.
All right, so Chaim says the Z Flip or the Z Fold would be phones of the year. I mean, new form factor. It got better than last year, so maybe. OnePlus 9 Pro, really? Okay. Nice. Got the new machine. How much is the discount if you have AT&T Fiber and wireless? I think it's $25 a month.
25%.
25%. Yes, we got Moose. He's here, and Moose is gonna let her rip today. He's gonna let his hair down.
Oh man.
What's up, Michael?
I'm ready to go off, dog. I'm ready to go off. Fucking that magenta thongs, bro. Oh my god.
Alexis chimed in with the super chat. Appreciate it, Alexis. My iPhone 13 Pro Max is the best for me. I don't push the phone as hard as you're testing. It always works for me. I'll tell you what, I love the display on the iPhone 13 Pro Max. What a beautiful display. And the touch response, the digital interaction between your finger and the actual display, amazing. I type so fast on the iPhone 13 Pro Max.
So I'll say the phone of the hour is the one you're not pissed off on while using.
That's a good one. Just like the best camera is the one you got on you, right?
Hey, yeah, the best camera is the one you're using to take that shot.
Yeah. What's up, Nikki? Good to have you. Yeah, they're building out pretty fast. I got to give it to them. Things have been, it's like my commute to work is kind of the exception because no matter where I go other than to work, the N41 is pretty abundant. But like my commute to work, I think it's maybe one or two sites. But everywhere else I go, there's much more.
Starlight in the chat concurs with me. They're like in the 13 mini, so that's a good phone. Enjoy
really?
it.
The 13 mini?
Yeah.
Okay. That one's a little less common. I don't hear that often.
By the way, I got my tea cooling down.
Got the hibiscus?
I got red zinger.
Nice.
And raspberry zinger.
Hey, Sean, good to have you. All right, Moose. Listen, man, you call the shots, bruh.
Okay.
Where you want to start, dog?
Let's go to the outline that we did earlier today. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, gentlemen. The C-band situation. First of all, Sneed, can you lay out the situation in depth? First of all, the situation, and then we'll discuss, because this is blasphemous, man.
Okay, so the FAA is the representative group for operators who use the altimeters, right? So we're talking about this aviation application. They have been putting pressure on the FCC and the carriers especially, saying that they are concerned about proper operation of the altimeters. Altimeter frequency operation is 4.2 to 4.4 gigahertz. C-band is 3.7 to 3.9 gigahertz. There is space there. Although they are neighboring frequencies in a way, there is over 200 megahertz of guard band between C-band and the frequencies of the altimeters. Not only is there over 200 megahertz of guard band, but it also appears there are some other modifications that could be done to reduce the risk or eliminate the risk of any interference. Don't get me wrong. It's not that there's no concern. But when I see the studies published by T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T saying that they were unable to produce interference, and when the FCC also does their own, it starts to kind of smell funny. It's like, well, this why does this come up now? And the data that the carriers are providing doesn't produce the same results. Like the conclusions are different, right? And I just, they said they pushed it back for a month. That's the bottom line. Instead of it launching in December, it's going to launch in January. Here's what that tells me. If there really was interference concerns, what the hell does a month do? I mean, ask yourself that question. If it was really dangerous, if it was really something to be concerned with, there's no way a month is going to solve that problem. It would be probably 3, 4, maybe 5 months to truly solve a problem that was that concerning. So to me, I'm calling wolf tickets on the FAA. They're representing these, these companies that are using this equipment, and it's legitimate. I get the concerns. Nobody wants their aircraft to crash because the systems that sense the height of the landings isn't working properly. I'm just saying that if Japan can have under 100 megahertz of guard and have neighboring frequencies even closer, then what are we doing differently that we can't achieve that?
There's another question to look into here. Older broadcast radio and antennas tend to be a little bleedy outside of the spectrum range. And mobile, up until recently, has had a strict rule of, you get a 10 megahertz unit. You got to cut 10% of that off and put half of that on either side for guard band, just because of bleeding. And bleeding outside of where your target is gets worse the higher the power. So I haven't seen any reading on this or heard any reading on this. But how old are the equipment that yielded the initial you need 200 megahertz guard band?
Well, Pete, what they did was the FCC self-imposed this. Remember, it was 500 megahertz of C-band, and they put 280 to auction, and they held 220 for guard.
Guys, let me bring out something really simple here. If the FAA would have actually any, substantial claim about C-band, it would go against not just the carriers, but
FCC?
the vendors. But the vendors themselves, Ericsson, Nokia, for the C-band radio themselves. They would have to actually redesign the actually uplink frequencies.
Because the uplink's the higher frequency?
Lower.
It's the lower, but usually for your uplink, it's going to have the interference, right? So they would have to redesign their frequency range and put in some additional filters in the actual radios themselves. So this is all just, like an FAA naughty list for Christmas. That's all this is.
So if we're expecting C-band to be, the creamy beef shawarma of mid-band for 5G, as long as the antennas are within a certain specification, we should be rolling with 0 guard band.
Well, I mean, the thing is, the antennas, they'll have, your gain, they'll have different parameters, with your main lobe and your side lobes, your RF parabolic shapes when it has to do with the hyperbolic RF waves and stuff, especially for 5G, right? So all these have been vetted already, everything.
Oh, yeah.
And especially the RAN software that has already been in testing We've done it. I know because that's right. We had to do it.
I've read the results from you and several other locations that published.
Yeah. So it's just I wish. I mean, does the FAA not? I mean, there's some guy back there who's like, we don't want anybody to fly during Christmas at
I
all.
don't like Spectrum for
So here's the thing.
phones.
It's all the flights.
I looked
Cancel 'em.
everywhere. I looked everywhere for studies, and the FAA has one study where they claim there's interference concern, right? And every other study from any other entity does not produce that same result. You know, so here is this loud group.
How well artifacted was the FAA study?
It's just them. It's literally just them. I don't like, you know, did they use guard band? Did they, you know, how much of it did they use? Where, at what frequency? I have to look at the details, but I don't see this being an issue that's that legitimate, because if and trust me, Pete, if this gets solved in a month, then that totally means wolf tickets. If there was
Yep.
a real RF issue, it wouldn't be solved in a month.
No, that'd take a production.
No,
period.
and yeah, and not only that, we would be like in the RAN group, we would have to notify what our parameters we'd have to change to actually
Yeah.
compensate for any
It would be
FAA
industry wide.
interference.
It would
Yes.
be industry wide. It would
Yes.
resonate for the entire year. It might get delayed
Yes.
till October.
We'd get a
of
Pixel
2022.
6 update disabling the band.
Right.
Right. Exactly. Big shout out to Andy Logan. Thank you, man. I appreciate the super chat.
Hey,
T-Mobile is
sounds
really
like-
good in Charlotte. 700 to 800 down on the 13 Pro and iPad Mini, by the way. I love the iPad Mini. Hey,
Sounds like they're rocking 100 megahertz.
yeah, that we're seeing this more and more. So more markets are seeing the 7 to 800 megabit per second range, and it's widening channels and they're boosting the backhaul. We're starting to see that more.
Now, if only you could get millimeter wave for T-Mobile in a Braves game.
Bro, are you trying to do the beefcake, Pete? Are you advocating for the beefcake?
No, I'm just saying if you're in a baseball arena, you want that millimeter wave.
Will Visible get access to C-band CBRS? Yes to CBRS. C-band is ultra wideband. So do they have access to the millimeter wave?
Yeah, they do. I would say
Prince
so. Yes, yeah,
Svensson
that's
tested it.
Okay.
that's a yes for C-band. They would have to if it's going to be provision their 5G access plan. They won't separate it.
What's up, Lavendi? Good to
See
see you.
you.
Yeah, Nikki, I'm with you, man. Let the planes fly.
No. You cannot test things like that.
Not happening, huh?
No, that's 150 souls per collision in the
Yeah.
air.
Right. Video.
That's not worth,
See, this is
$100
the
million
issue. That I have.
a flight.
You know what?
See, this
Here,
is the
just
issue that I
everybody stop flying. Just stop flying for them to December.
See,
Don't.
the
Hey,
but
that
here's the
means
thing.
the TSA won't be able to get off for No Nut November.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
God damn. Okay.
This is why we pay Pete the big bucks, bro.
This is the issue. This is the issue that I had with this whole situation. Okay. Sneed is absolutely correct. What's a month gonna do?
That means
Because
there's no
I
problem.
remember.
A month
There
is
is
going to
no
give us
issue.
enough time to get that Pixel 6 update to turn off the radio.
The Pixel 6 update to turn it off.
Yeah,
To turn off which one? The C-band?
the C-band.
Why would? Oh, you mean to turn on the C-band?
He's saying the hypothetical is it would take a month to get an update prepared to launch to these devices to disable the N77.
Yep.
That's the thing. Why would you want to disable something
you
that is
need-
desperately needed?
And you'd need 2 months for the iOS because, they'd probably brick on the first attempt.
Ah,
I think, actually, to be completely honest with you, the C-band isn't even coded yet on an iPhone. And
not
I'll tell
even
you
on the
why.
13s?
No, and then the reason why I mean by not coded versus it's hardware capable. I don't think the software has been coded yet. because the only phone that they've been testing, my Qualcomm guy, was an S21. You know what I'm saying? They've only exclusively been testing the C-band on an S series phone.
Yeah, that's correct. Only S series 121.
Right. So that's why I'm saying that. Do you think it could be the conspiracy of there's not enough cell sites on air? You know, like, and when I say on air is it's deployed, right?
That's not a conspiracy though, Moose. That makes sense. You know, like I postulated that there weren't enough substantial hardware upgrades done on tower sites. Like we don't even have the gear up there to like if they turned on C-band and not enough sites had them, it'd be like, remember when I teased Neville Ray for having one tower site with N41 in Sandusky? And he called it an N41 market?
Yeah, you need at least 80% to be N41.
But you get what I'm saying. Like if they turned on C-band and you didn't feel it, you'd be like, well, what is this? We already got played with DSS. You know, we already got played with 5 megahertz of N71.
They're getting 600 down.
It's got to be like that, you know, and it's got to be substantial. You know, if you're in a top 46 PA and they turn on C-band and you don't feel it, it's not doing anything for you.
Well, it'd be like Ricky in chat saying it's fake 5G.
Yeah, you'd say, what the hell is this all about? All this racket, all this noise about C-band, and it same old, same old.
I thought 5G was supposed to be speeds like a Bugatti.
Yeah,
why is this running like a Fiat Panda?
just imagine with the 100 megahertz of C-band at a 6-mile range, network slicing, right, and carrier act to everything else. How cool is that going to be?
How far are we from that?
Well, I'm gonna say an objective answer. Depends on how many delays you have.
Yeah.
Right now, assuming no delays, I see 3 to 4 years before we even have 15% of phones being able to support that.
To be honest, I'm not worried about the R parameterization. I'm more worried about the build out. Because that takes a lot longer than to put a couple parameters in, So I just hope they get it done quick. And like I said, it's just about the delays. If I just hope, what if the CPUC says something stupid? What if the churches say something out of line? Who knows?
So
what if mice change it to specification delays of release?
Anything can delay this. That's my point. Yeah.
Okay, but forget the delay, because here's the way it played out. AT&T voluntarily came out and said we're going to delay until January 5th. Not Verizon. Verizon could tell them to go to hell. They're playing nice. I get it. The carriers want to look a certain way. I think Vivian's got a point. Look how responsible and cooperative we are. I mean, they don't want to look like the bad guy. They know the FAA represents flight aircraft. Right, passenger aircraft. They're not going to want to.
And AT&T, sparked a deal with Delta Airlines to use Apple Maps so you miss your runway. They need all the PR wins they can get.
Yeah, and here's the other thing about this delay, guys, that people need to know. If anybody does not know what the NTSB is, that is the National Traffic Safety Board. Okay, they're responsible for any FAA safety issues as well as crashes. Okay, they have to investigate. And you know what? If there's no smoke, there's no fires. So there's no, until something happens, like an airplane incident or crash where the NTSB is involved.
I need to see video evidence of an aircraft struggling to land properly due to C-band interference.
Right, exactly.
If I don't see that, if I don't see a discombobulated altimeter, I ain't buying it.
Why is this airplane pulling a Top Gun goose move? What's happening here?
We're gonna die.
Snarf.
Well, also those oxygen masks, which use a chemical reaction to create oxygen, scare people. So if one thing happens, we're going to bankrupt 3 airlines.
I mean, seriously, can you imagine the pilot saying over the intercom system, "Oh God, we have a C-band crash. Oh jeez, brace for your lives."
Yeah, not happening.
Exactly.
Yeah, you'd bankrupt everyone.
Everybody throw your phones out the emergency exit window.
They call it the
No,
C-band
flush it
shuffle.
in
It's
the
where everybody
toilet.
gets up and throws them out the
Yes.
window.
Exactly. Right.
Everybody do the C-band shuffle.
Keep your phone off. The TSA ensured your SIM was wiped.
What else, Moose? What else? I think we did that one.
Alrighty, the second topic for tonight was the T-Mobile speed lead is increasing.
It is.
Hold on,
Yeah,
Moose. I didn't quite hear you. Can you say that one more time
For the fellers in the back.
for the fellers in the back?
The speed is increasing. We are saying something positive of the fucking thongs. Okay, so they don't talk shit. Don't talk shit that it's always negative.
I've found some locations with 10 megahertz of N71, and it's kicking Verizon's DSS ass.
That's right.
So, how do you guys feel about that? How do you really feel?
It's good for everyone.
Well, they turned up backhaul
Okay.
here, so the N71 is
Okay.
like 150, 200 megs down over here. So it's cooking.
Wow.
Yeah, they're doing
think-
good here.
I think that
That-
puts. I
that-
think that makes some
that's-
smiles for holiday cheer, huh?
Yeah, that's kicking the ass of Verizon Band 66. At least in my market.
Wow. Okay.
I love that. I love
Oh.
that Zirkle's just making it all sarcastic.
You know what I
You know?
noticed? So I saw the backhaul get increased. I've noticed that more on 41. So that's the
Right.
T-Mobile side.
Right.
I'm also seeing Verizon. They have completely transitioned their PCS from 3G over to LTE. So now
Oh, wow.
I'm seeing like 5 megahertz of PCS that I never used to see. So I'm seeing that. And I'm also seeing the primary anchor band is different. Like now that I'm running the Pixel 6 Pro, it does a better job of hanging on to mid band as opposed to the low band. Like so once
Yeah.
you kind of go on edge
Yes.
cell, yeah, it wants to
Yes.
stay connected to a mid band. So you actually get faster speeds.
Right.
the
Yeah.
channels are a
Remember
little
how I said to you the anchor band for all our configurations is eventually going to be mid band, whether it be a PCS or AWS channel, right? You're seeing that switch from a low band to mid band for your anchors, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's been good. Verizon's done some better. They got tons of CBRS now. It's been busy here. AT&T has been pretty aggressive for the last year. I'm blessed to be in a good market, honestly. You could have any carrier you want here for the most part. The only thing that I have to say I'm just aggravated with is just my home site. That's all. It's just terrible. But yeah, Moose, Ookla, Open Signal. What's you been to? What is it? The one that T-Mobile always brags about? I forget the name of the organization. That
You-
does the
to-
third
oh,
thing.
Is it
Yeah, I remember
Ubiquity?
which one you're talking about.
No,
no,
there's
Ubiquity.
some
PC
other
Mag.
one.
PC Mag.
Yeah, PC Mag, like the T-Mobile testing they did in their recent report. They did a
Is it
drive test.
Nielsen, maybe. I
Umlaut,
don't know.
that's what it is. Umlaut. Yeah, all those firms, they got a bunch of data. The N41 is a pretty massive capacity upgrade for T-Mobile customers. Where they put it, there's capacity. I mean, you're putting a lot of spectrum on air, dog.
I got a firm. Planet Zorb.
Yep, you get Zorg.
Speed test.
You get Zarg nuts on Planet Zorg, dude. Yeah, Moose, it's legit, dude. For every site they upgrade and add the hardware, so long as they have the backhaul to properly push it, there's a lot of potential for capacity. It's starting to show with the testing. It's starting to show with people's devices. More people are getting the home internet, right? They went over 500,000 subscribers on that.
Yeah, I want to do a quick poll in the chat here. If you guys have access to either band 41 or N41, which is T-Mobile's 2.5 gigahertz, if you have access to it, you use it and you like it, if you can put a 1 in the chat. If you do not have access to it, or if you do have access to it and you hate it or don't like it, put a 2. Or put a 3 if you just don't care.
All right, so this is fact. CBRS is way better than LAA. Way better. Now, if it's on a macro, it's even better because you can get some better range. We see macros going about a mile with CBRS. From small cells, they're like half a mile, third of a mile. They're pretty good. At least they work indoors. The millimeter wave struggles with that. So in that respect, I think you're right. But I love millimeter wave. I think it's the ultimate capacity layer. So
Millimeter wave is.
yeah.
See, the thing that I was thinking about the other day was this, right? So we know in Europe, right, these carriers already have the C-band frequency up and running. And they're doing, easily 700, right? The median is like around 700, but it can go up to like slightly above a gig, right? Like 1.2, 1.3, whatever. But it's all, dependent on the backhaul, man. It needs that 10 gig backhaul. So hopefully soon 25 gig, But anyways, so we have another thing here. And this is where Sneed's coming in. The AT&T Fiber enterprise expansion and the gaming.
Sneed, I'll go ahead and bring that to the table here. Just to kind of finalize things with Vivian's comment. I've heard this. This is not the first time I've heard this. I've heard that, but the physics don't lie. It's going to have a harder time getting indoors, even if the signal does travel just as far or farther. It's not going to make a difference. It's got to get into buildings too.
You would need a small cell, which is the current proposal to maximize getting millimeter wave past that window at an efficient rate.
Well, we're talking about N77 here. So we're talking about 3.7.
Hold on. We gotta keep in mind here that she is right, because with the C-band you're gonna have beam forming. Okay, with it. So
it makes the signal more. It concentrates the signal better, right? I get it, but it's not going to change the outcome. It's still going to be harder to get it in a house than a PCS or AWS.
I'm gonna disagree with you, because the C-band on beamforming is gonna have better indoor coverage than what you think.
That's awesome. I mean, I'm happy to hear that. I can't wait to see it.
Hey. Something less than 45% degradation would be better than what I assume with every higher frequency going through a building.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys know this, but the trials that were actually ran, there was a lot more indoor testing than previous trials of other bands have done. So what the carriers are trying to do is, this is a huge reason why they just went in all with the C-band, right, with the 3.7. Is because there's going to be a lot of applications used indoors for this. This is going to be like prime clean spectrum, and especially with the beamforming, you're going to have a lot of you're going to have a lot of indoor use, and especially once it's all densified.
Sure.
Think about this. Let me try to paint a picture for you. Okay, what is the frequency you get usually indoors? Usually it's what? For mid-band, exactly. AWS PCS, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so you take that. Now, let's say if you triple the power with C-band, and then you put beamforming on it, okay? With a 6 mile range, that's sure as hell going to transmit inside buildings.
Is that a cringe emoji info assistant?
So yeah, definitely when C-band is densified by the carriers, definitely look for that indoors, and you guys will see speed gains and capacity that will blow your minds.
All right. Well, we're excited. We're excited about it.
I'm waiting to get network slices to get past this LTE,
Yep.
Advanced Plus.
Exactly. One of the
Oh, God.
one of the reasons why such an indoor testing was done was for hospitals.
Yep.
They want to do, for example, like live surgeries, 5G stuff, 5G medical apparatuses and stuff like that. So a huge focus was put for indoor testing. So, but again, with anything, what do we need? Density, right? So,
So with hospitals, are we talking about their own new carve out for wireless applications, or is
yes.
this cellular applications going through hospitals?
No. This is all new stuff. Now think about like hospital IoT, right? Think of hospital IoT with network slicing. Okay, and this is exactly why all that testing was done.
I bring it up because people should know that, yeah, hospitals are going wireless for like EKG sensors. Because apparently wires don't like getting wiped down with alcohol and can be bacteria magnets to carry disease.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, especially the healthcare industry is going to be, and also security industry as well. Security is going to play a huge part of the C-band, especially in the IoT, the 5G space, and a lot of the security stuff we need actually to work indoors for control. So, yeah. So, I mean, what we're going to have, once 2 or 3 years down the road, it's going to be a different conversation. So,
I'm working for indoor cybersecurity applications using network slices. So.
Yeah, there you go. And their C-band is going to be your main band.
We're going to be taking whatever band we can get an SLA for.
So here's the other thing I was going to ask you. So in regards to the fiber, because I know we changed topics in this one, we mentioned network slicing on wireless side, on the wireless side. But Sneed, I know you have something to share today in regards to wireline slices.
Yeah, it word on the street is that there is going to be something of an innovative, like a gamer access. All right, it sounds like what AT&T is going to do is they're going to take kind of like an enterprise experience and they're going to create a gamer experience fiber access. So we're talking about the extra low latency. We're talking about partnerships with developers, gaming developers. So like Steam, we're talking about EA Sports, and this lends itself, I think, to also like in the case of like what Verizon did with the NFL. I think we also start to see the AR VR come into this too.
Stadia.
Right? Exactly. The Google Stadia relationship is there with AT&T and Google with their cloud gaming. So I think in terms of how this is going to play out and what this means for users and gamers is this kind of might position AT&T as the gaming carrier or the gaming telco.
Remember that Patreon video where I was explaining why latency was crap on Uverse Fiber versus AT&T 4G Plus due to routing? The only way AT&T Fiber to the home can become a gaming platform is if they can figure out a way to maximize surrounding so you're not going through Mississippi from Texas to get to a server in Canada.
Well, what I'm saying is in the case of like, say, for example, with Microsoft, with Xbox Live, and also with these like PlayStation and like, what Kazi's saying here, like AT&T seems to be positioning themselves. If this plays out like I think it will, they're putting themselves in the front line as one of the initial telcos to get involved with the gaming community, the gaming customer, the gaming developers. Because what this sounds like is if you're in bed with EA Sports, that's the biggest
you're
sports
getting
game
money
developer.
off microtransactions.
Well, whatever the case may be, I'm just saying this kind of would put them ahead of Verizon, even though Verizon kind of is starting to get these types of contracts, right?
So I'm enjoying my fiber. No special gaming mode, whatever. Ping to the server I play on in France for one video game is about 8 milliseconds.
Okay, and what if AT&T becomes the what if the server end becomes part of what they're specializing in this with? You know, like these special relationships with the right organizations,
Well,
and
AT&T won't deploy fiber in my market because there's a monopoly by Lumen.
so they won't even take part.
Yeah, that's another thing to consider.
Yeah, but AT&T
You
does
would
have the
have
most
to-
fiber miles run.
Yeah, but you
nationally.
would have to find for that to be a competitive advantage with fiber companies. They would have to have multiple fiber companies would have to be in a market, because if you had the choice between Cox and AT&T, you got the cable that has bad customer service, and you have the fiber that has bad customer service. You're going with the fiber with bad customer service.
Big shout out to Kamikaze Kid. Appreciate the super chat. Sorry I'm late to the party, but I'm here. It's good to have you. Appreciate it. Thanks very much for that. This right here is interesting. Would net neutrality prevent these deals? No,
Yeah.
it wouldn't. And the reason I say it won't is because of network slicing.
No,
Right?
it won't.
So to me, I don't see net neutrality being an obstacle for any of this, because they're creating unique use case experiences, right? So it's not the general internet usage. You know, it doesn't
It
fit
depends
into
on
that.
your definition of net neutrality.
Pete, $150 gaming subscription, annual gaming subscription. That
They can't. No, they can't apply
That's
that to.
proprietized traffic on the network going to a gaming application.
They can't apply net
That goes against
neutrality.
it.
They can't apply net neutrality to a gaming license or gaming system. That's to do with the actual backhaul provider itself, not the actual gaming that you're going to be using.
Now,
where you at with
mind
this?
you, another thing to consider with how gaming works, ignore this. This is stuff I'm actually getting paid for.
Are you going to the
is-
whiteboard, Pete?
Oh, yeah. Most gaming traffic, and the way you'd maximize it is not having bad routes to locations, because most gaming traffic is effectively a JSON file with delta movement, action, state. And for the most part, that's less than 10 kilobits a second. The only time you would benefit from a more prioritized gaming thing is on a streaming service like Stadia, PlayStation Now, or Xbox Game Cloud, or those cloud-based Switch games.
Even those only need like 25 to 30 megabits. It's the latency that's got to dip pretty low.
Yeah.
And they need what, like 10 uplink or something like that at the most?
You need like 10 uplink. And actually, no, you still need about less than meg uplink, because all the traffic is download for those 4K visuals, which will kill a Comcast cap in about an hour.
He always does
See, the
that. He
thing
sneaks
that-
it in, right?
You see, the thing that, I've been hearing from a lot of folks is forget about the speed. That's only necessary when downloading something like a big, like, for example, the new Call of Duty came out.
Could be
on
the
Friday.
game itself, right? Could be
Yeah,
5
downloading
gigs,
the game.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you'd have a gig, speed, right? But the key is not the speed, it's about the latency. If you can have a consistent 5 ms, 10 ms, that's what would be the
Sub-10.
differentiating factor. Oh, yeah,
Sure.
sub 10, but
Sure.
it'd be better than the majority of America because they're cable.
I remember when I was on dial-up, I thought I was, macking it with my 29 ping to the MSN gaming server for Age of Empires 2. Right now,
29.
yeah.
Wow.
Right now, if I ping a Microsoft Xbox Live server near me, I'm at less than 5 milliseconds.
That's on the what's the name of the provider?
Nextlight.
Yeah, I think Stetson was telling me the same thing. He's sub 5 sometimes.
It's sub 5, and the reason why is it's connected directly to the Backhole Mountain West deep fiber line.
Nice.
Yo, Moose, what do you think about the concept of AT&T partnering up with Steam, with these gaming developers, with EA Sports? I mean,
I think that's how you do it. For example, the same principle applies to General Motors, right, or Tesla, right? All of these companies need to have that one provider that they work with, so that they can tailor experiences specifically using that either wireline or wireless experience. Like, for example, they were doing tests. I remember there was like this announcement or something on Twitter doing like a partnership with Cloud9 strictly with millimeter wave AT&T, right? There was some streamer guy that was at the AT&T Stadium doing his Warzone using exclusively millimeter wave. And I was like, dude, there's AT&T Fiber there. Why wouldn't you? Oh, but to show off the millimeter wave.
Well, what was the ping on the millimeter wave?
Oh, it was 6
milliseconds. That's not bad.
Yeah, it was nothing.
Like, wow.
But then at the same time, I'm not even impressed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not impressed with sub 10 anymore. What I'm really impressed if you get 0, which hopefully the SMT will be getting fiber installed this week. And then we're really going to be able to see what a brand fresh spanking fresh new line. Like I saw on Reddit, I showed it to you, right? 1.3 gigabits with just that line on the street.
I get sub 1 for my Netflix.
I'll be happy if AT&T can really, kick off this partnership with EA Sports, because my dream is to have Grand Theft Auto with Randall Stevenson.
Oh my God,
Randall.
Cool. GTA's Take-Two Interactive.
Right.
Remember when Vladimir was going into the gentleman's club?
Can you imagine? Yeah, that's all I'm gonna
Randall
say.
Going
Randall
into the
gentleman's club. Hey guys.
That one definitely calls for an OnlyFans episode.
No, that's a Patreon only one.
Dan Hesse would open up the scene like, cool, huh?
$7 a month tier.
Grand Theft Auto with Dan Hesse. Perfect. I love it.
Subscribe to the Patreon for the $7 a month tier, and you'll randomly hear us do a live stream. Bad jokes involving CEOs, CFOs, CTOs.
It's too easy.
Telecom companies using foul language in adult situations.
Hey, at the end of where are we gonna see? Where are we gonna end up with John Stanky? Speaking of AT&T, where's he gonna end up in this Mount Rushmore of CEOs that have either failed, flopped, or fizzled?
He's gonna work for Charlie Ergen.
He has not said embiggen yet.
My goodness.
Yes, he's going to work for not Charlie Ergen, the Boost guy. Peter Adderton.
Eugene Yackle strikes again.
He's going to work for Peter Adderton on Fire Mobile.
What do you guys think about what's going to happen with the next this next year? We're almost done with 2021. 2022, what do you think is going to happen?
I'm going to get a real job.
Yeah, Pete's about to get paid, dog.
Very nice.
Yeah, I'm about to actually put a degree on the wall.
Yeah.
So,
I'm very proud of you, Pete. It's going to be a great celebration, man.
I'm going to need more scallops next year. I don't know.
Big time, massive scallops.
Yeah.
I have my bachelor's here,
Yeah.
Very nice.
but this just sits on the floor because the department that gave it to me values my time at $25 an hour.
That the best they could do?
No.
Punks. I know, right?
I'd maul them.
Mm. I mean, I had to go back to school and get a master's degree. You know, I had to do it. It's back there. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's right by the TV. Got me 2 degrees.
Very nice.
Pete's working on number 2. He's gonna be. Are you gonna be done in December? Wow, man.
I'm thinking I get a frame with some gargoyles on it.
So Pete, did we start ours the same, or did I start mine like a semester before you?
I started January 2020.
Okay, so I started 1 year before you. So we essentially both took 3 years to do this.
2.
You took 2 years? Okay, I took.
Let's see. We got January 2020, August 2020, January 2021. We're in August 2021. That's 4. It's 2 years.
Yeah. See, mine took 2 years and a semester because I started mine in the summer. So I graduated in the winter.
And I'm still gonna graduate learning absolutely nothing.
Yeah, but you proved that whatever they threw at you was nothing. You know, maybe that's what it was. You know, they try to throw as much at you and they see if you can handle it. You know. Oh, nice, Qais. Nice. Got your school going. Excellent. Very nice.
Nice.
Wait. Uploads on 4K 60 FPS. Wait, millimeter wave, isn't that only like 100 megs a second?
Oh man,
we've been seeing more of the
half an
300.
hour.
We've been seeing more of the 300 megs. So
that's for like 20 minutes for a 30-minute video.
Fiber is the one. That is.
Yeah.
That's what we know.
Let's see. What's my fiber running at the moment?
You're getting gig, right?
To get it. I cannot wait to get my AT&T Fiber.
So you're going to be at the at the gigabit speed. I'm guessing. Zero cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
1 or 2 or 5. Which one are you gonna get?
Bro, they're gonna start doing the 2 gig residential to every location.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Yeah.
right now,
At least I'll go as high as I can.
Mhm.
right now
shit.
with this and 2 4K streams, I'm pulling 875 down and 940 up.
Beautiful.
Chilling.
So
Must be nice.
hold up here. So
And
The
if
question-
I wanted to pay 5 times more, I can get the 10 gig plan.
They have it. Nice.
I'm not buying it. I don't need a dick measuring contest.
It's fast. Bro. But let's get Moose. Get in
I
here,
mean,
dog.
oh shit.
$250 just to wag a bigger phallus? No.
Wait. So here's what I'm thinking is going to happen in 2022. Easily. You're going to have places that you can get the 2 gig, the 5 gig. But I don't think they're going to be priced that high. For most places, if you're
2
in a
gig?
competing market,
2 gig's gonna be
I don't
$200
think it's going to
Moose.
be. No, not for everybody.
Really? 150?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think honestly, look, if hypothetically what you were saying earlier does come to pass, where you can add on like an extra feature on your wireline service because it's a gaming option where you have a dedicated, quality of service, right?
Right. It's kind of like a
Then
gaming lane, right?
Right, a gaming link,
Yeah.
exactly. Just like the QCI 6, right,
Mhm.
for the business fast track, right, on AT&T. Same thing, but on the wireline side, right? So, I think personally, you're gonna start seeing prices for fiber actually go down next year. Overall,
The entry level plans probably
the
perk. They
the
probably
entry stays
perk
the
up,
same.
right? Well,
I
no.
think
I'm
the
saying
mid
the
and the-
entry
yeah.
was at 500 megs, right?
Yeah, like the entry now is probably gonna be at 500,
Right. Yeah.
And then the next ones are gonna be, so that's 35. Then the next one is what, 55 for $20 more for a gig. That's what I'm thinking it's gonna happen in
Yeah,
2022.
I can only go a gig at $60.
Yeah, and then so Yeah, exactly. So then
I'm at $49.95 for a gig.
I think that 2 gig is going to be around $85.95. It's going to be around there. It's not going to be that expensive, Sneed, because only Comcast is crazy enough, and Cox, to charge so much money for 2 gigs.
I need 5 gig. I need 5 gig now.
You need 5 gigs? Oh,
I need 5 gig.
I think there's a certain customer
Swiss, man, the Swiss.
that takes the maximum that you can give them. They're just like, yeah, you sell it, I buy it.
I think the other thing is the connections in between, like where are you going to use it, this traffic in between and stuff. What are they capable of, right? So
yeah, that's the issue with radio on AT&T Uverse versus AT&T Mobility.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Charter Communications charges $199 activation fee for gigabit service. They're straight up thieves, man.
It's because
you know what else?
You got to buy that modem before they turn it on.
And you know what else about that? So, okay, the gigabit speed for Spectrum, depending on which market you're at, if it's a monopoly where it's like that's the only option, it's $135 now. But if you're here in like Texas or in different areas, it actually is much more competitive to AT&T's gigabit pricing. So they're swindling you. But then here's the other thing. With the gigabit package from Spectrum, you're now classified as Spectrum Business, not regular Spectrum.
I've heard that. This. I think Dennis was saying that. Yeah, Dennis was telling us that's how
Spectrum Business is good. Yep.
Yeah, it's now a whole different QoS. See, so there is already QoS.
Is, yeah. That's nice.
What up? Big shout out to TK's Garage. Moderators, if I could, please get a link to TK's YouTube channel. Please get me that link. Throw it in the live chat. And a big shout out to TK. Appreciate you coming by and coming through, man. Good to see you. Hope all is well. $200 activation fee is just a deterrent for customers because their network can't handle the added bandwidth. Really?
I can't agree on this, yes, because if you think about it, right, cable is just a big fucking water pipe, and then you're siphoning off from that water pipe. If that water pipe at the node hasn't been upgraded with fiber, then not everybody will be able to experience, 700, 800, 900 consistently. And remember, it depends on the time of day. So like there was times during the peak pandemic, right, March, April, May, June, where people were siphoning off at all times of the day, right? Because of work, school, right? Sneed, you remember we talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
And the speeds would just drastically plummet.
Yeah, look, it's a shared line. Yeah.
Hey, I know you guys are excited about DOCSIS 4.0. Don't be. Stop it. They will do nothing. Cable will do nothing. These cable ISPs are trash. Just cut it out. Just stop it. Move on. Just hope and pray for fiber. That's all I'll say. Stop the nonsense. Just stop it.
So like
just get T-Mobile home internet. Be fine.
Exactly. Yeah.
Here's another thing that I was going to ask you guys. Would you actually consciously, now that we're approaching 2022, look for a home that has fiber versus a home that doesn't have fiber?
If you were looking between two homes that were very similar in terms of the aesthetic, the location, the modernizations,
taxes.
If a lot of that was equal and your job really you could have a competitive advantage, right? You could do better at your work and one place had fiber, that has to play a role.
Yeah, let's put it this way, Moose. I don't move anywhere unless it has a gigabyte service, either a gig coax or a gig fiber, Brent.
Right. But
yeah, I'm in the same boat.
Gig or bust.
There's
some
bust.
People that they don't care.
Well,
they're watching a little Netflix, bro. They're looking for 50 megabits a second, and they'll buy the cheapest service a telco offers. Yeah.
Jesus.
Okay, Moose. What's the data say? People that are older don't care about speeds. They care about reliability only. People that are more savvy and rely on the connection for more of what they do, they want both. They want reliability and speed, and they don't like negotiating either.
Right.
No, they won't pay that $69.95 for their 50 megs and keep it.
But you get what I'm saying, Pete. It's like a different world. It's like a, and if I was, if I was trying to get customers and my service was reliable, I mean, that's good enough to get you in the door. But with more of these professions and more of these industry cases, the capacity matters now too more than ever. Like Uplink. Look at what cable ISPs are doing with Uplink.
Trash.
You got to get a 200 down plan just to get 10 up. And 10 up's not enough for most people. Like very few people can make 10 up work, because the moment you put a couple of Zoom calls on it, and the moment you start doing anything upload intensive like video calls, anything with any type of resolution or definition,
you're down
it's
to
over.
144p.
It's over. If I'm uploading content, it's over. 10 megabits? Pfft. Dude, I'm better over LTE.
Oh, yeah. T-Mobile LTE in some areas.
Snarf.
So, we got a $5 super chat from Alex Yamet.
Thanks,
I just joined the chat. Do you think the C-band deployment will be delayed beyond January? Also, will this help T-Mobile and some T-Mobile MVNOs? We're not expecting beyond January, but it's not deployed yet. Let's see what happens.
I think we got action in January. I can't see, because I don't think it's a real problem. So I'm with Pete. I think January's good. I don't think we got any issues. But thanks, Alex. Appreciate the super chat.
It needs to be January.
Go C-band, go.
God. Let's go C-band.
And
need to get some of these people who jumped off Verizon for congestion off my network again.
Wait, so you're being selfish like me?
He needs his free night and weekend minutes.
Yo,
AT&T is never going to pay me back for that.
They're never going to refund that money.
And that's why it's a vendetta.
People always ask me, they're like, yo, Sneed, which network should I go with? I'm like, just don't go on Verizon. Just pick anybody else, dude. But it's true, though, Pete. In a lot of these well-developed markets, these top PEAs, T-Mobile's got a shit ton of capacity.
Oh, yeah.
A lot.
Mm-hmm.
Every site that's got M41 is doing 600, 700, 800 megs. I mean, you can accommodate those users.
So I was walking down the street. I jumped on B41 and got 200 down.
20 megahertz. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro,
B41.
they powered down my home site. I can't get 50 megabits per second on that N40 on the band 41. Can't get 50. Even on the highest level of the house. I can't.
Well,
on the main level, it's like 4 megabits.
What up, Los?
Ultra capacity is nuts.
Oh man, Los, we were talking about Zarg nuts earlier with 5G on Zorb.
Hey, share those pictures I sent you last night. Show how ultra capacity is really ultra capacity.
Bro, didn't you?
Well, at least in your market.
No, this is not in my market. This is in LA.
LA's the worst, dude.
LA's the worst. I want to.
Well, not LA. It's Glendora. I was in Glendora, Gardena.
We're familiar with these places, Zero Cool?
Pasadena.
Yeah, he's
and those are fully
down SoCal area.
Yeah, in the Southern California market, I don't know how much cocaine they're using to think they don't need millimeter wave, but they should have put that money in deploying millimeter wave.
That's one thing that really makes me not happy.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, but they only want to do millimeter wave for macros.
You also need small.
You need millimeter wave nodes as close to user equipment as possible.
We just need another Planet Zorb.
We need another Zorb, dude.
There's several Zorbs.
I've been seeing the same thing on I've been seeing upgrades to backhaul for Verizon and T-Mobile. AT&T kind of started doing their upgrades last year, so they're all kind of doing stuff, which is good. We like to see our money getting spent. Yep. Big shout out to Alex. One more super chat here. How broadly available will Verizon be in the 46 markets?
He's talking about the C-band.
It'll be good. I think they're going to, those are their money makers, right? Like they've got a ton of customers in those places. They're going to have to deploy pretty broadly.
with C-band, they bought the goose before it spat out the golden egg, but they're hoping it produces a golden egg because out of the 3 major carriers, are still the most capacity strapped.
Right, and the Block A spectrum that they have is really going to be really good. I mean, like I said, that's prime spectrum for getting indoors versus the B and C. The Block A can really kick up the power a lot.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah,
it's going to be really good versus a B and C block.
Also keep in mind, nobody's invested in small cells and millimeter wave nodes like Verizon.
Yep.
So, like they're kind of ahead in that respect. I've joked and poked fun at, carrier deployments that lack density, but in the top 46 PAs, Verizon has spared no expense when it came to densifying.
Hey, Zero Cool, how much does it cost to purchase a millimeter wave small cell puck?
You mean like a hotspot, that type of?
No, for T-Mobile to buy a small cell and crazy glue it to the eaves of the hotel in LA.
I mean, it depends, and it's not just the cost
Shouldn't
of this.
hotels have a DAS though?
Some of them do, but a lot of them don't, right? But it's not actually the cost of the. So here's the thing, like, don't look at it just like the cost of the small cell. Okay, you have to look at the cost of getting the fiber to the small cell, what it's going to mount on versus like
That's the
a
hard
utility
part.
pole, side of the building.
The
A
crazy
person's
glue.
a crazy glue it to a sign, right? A billboard, whatever. It's going to be, a lot of those costs vary. So, the small cell itself is not expensive, right? The part that's expensive is where you're going to put those small cells, getting the fiber to it, what other obstacles you have to work around versus like tenants, landlords, buildings. That's the part that's expensive.
Bro.
The only time when Captain Zorb actually was telling the truth, in my opinion, was when he talked about how they wanted to avoid the small cell. And the reason it doesn't make sense for T-Mobile to do it from a cost-intensive angle. Like, okay, for Verizon and AT&T, they run their own fiber in a lot of cases. For Verizon and AT&T, they're doing a lot of this on their own. It's their owner economics that give them that advantage. T-Mobile does not have the same circumstance, right? They don't run their own fiber. They have to outsource it. So they're buying it.
That's why it's more expensive.
Exactly. So when people are like, why doesn't T-Mobile do this and do that? Their CapEx is not equivalent. T-Mobile's CapEx does not involve fiber. That's completely OpEx. It's spending that they have to do month to month for the fiber, right? Then you have AT&T, which essentially one hand washes the other with them. They deploy fiber to business, to cell sites, to homes, and it's just advantage after advantage. They never lose. They always win. Their investment today is paying off for them years from now, like 20, 30 years from now.
When Sneed is living in the same house and has the same fiber line and is still paying $140 a month for that symmetric gig.
Pete, it's 65.
It's AT&T. It's going to become 140. Trust me.
I guarantee you it jumps to 75 after year one at least. I got $10 saying that it goes up $10.
I mean, if you think about it, there's a reason why Verizon's building all these small cells because of the C-band, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
This is they knew this ahead of time. So just think of all that, indoor penetration.
Well, look what they did with CBRS. It's incredible.
And there's also the random fees they'll do for equipment rental for you.
Let's go ahead.
All I know is that C-band better be good, man, because if it's not, it's going to be ultra wide these nuts.
Yep.
So you guys tell me. You guys tell me this. In what realm of the universe would carriers spend $81 billion on spectrum for it to not be good?
Right, and that's the point.
Where they're setting themselves.
Okay, let's rewind. Let's go back to AWS. How much money was spent on AWS?
Was it 14 billion?
No. Each carrier spent about 10 billion. Each carrier spent about 9-10 billion.
I know it was around that number,
including frickin' Dish. All right, Pete. including Fire Mobile. Okay,
Yeah, the future Peter Adderton thing with
they
Amazon.
each got about 10 billion in AWS. And how was that? How did that turn out? AWS brought us HD video. Let's be real. Let's be honest. I know Zero Cool, you love PCS. Okay, bro.
I love PCS too. It's a
I'm
good
just
spectrum.
saying
there's nothing wrong with either. It's just the C band is going to bring 5G indoors effectively. It's the problem with AWS and CBS. The problem with AWS and PCS, they're great mid-band spectrum, but however, it doesn't have the capacity. So what C-band's going to do is not only going to it solves two issues, densify coverage and capacity. With AWS and PCS, you're just looking at most likely due to limited bandwidth coverage, right? But with C-band, you're going to have 100 megahertz capacity to play around with, so it takes care of both issues. You see what I'm saying?
What's up, LB? Good to see you, man. Thanks for coming through. I mean, there's some really nice equipment coming out, Zero Cool, that I've seen from Samsung and Ericsson.
Exactly, yeah.
They're strapping stuff to light poles. They're putting them on pretty much everything.
Yeah, let me tell you, this C-band stuff is going to make AWS and PCS look like nothing.
The PCS and AWS will be for calling.
Right, exactly. We're actually switching the RF configurations to actually make that happen already on AWS to have that be the anchor band for calling, right? So that's what we're doing now, and we already know what C-band's going to do.
Verizon already did the PCS here for that, so they're done.
Although you are doing the E911 information over 71, no?
To be honest, the 911 information is going to go out at any band we can get it.
Yeah, especially 12, Pete.
12 might be usable if it's not just broadcasting E911 information then.
Bro, you would have been impressed with millimeter wave, bro, in the convention center, man. They had that shit everywhere.
Well, I'm gonna be looking at Carlos. I'm gonna be looking at convention centers in January with you.
Bro, I can't, bro.
No?
Because you know why, bro?
He hasn't been approved. He hasn't
been cleared.
I ain't doing it, bro. They can kiss my rear end, bro. They can kiss my ass. I ain't doing none.
Carlos is being nice because he's on my show. Carlos, you're a nice guy, man. I know what you really want to say. I know.
Yeah, bro.
I know.
But it is what it is, bro. You know what can you do, bro? What can you do?
You came late. You came late to the show, Los. I was gonna end this at 10 o'clock, man, because I got work in the morning, but
bro, because I'm how do you call it? Doing this right now, bro. You know me doing mechanics, bro. Mechanics 101. Got it doing the content for that car channel. You feel me?
That's
right. Pushing me on it,
man. So I just like doing routine maintenance with my Prius.
You got to do it, bro. Got to get it done.
All right. Well, anything else for the go to the order, gents?
Oh damn! TK said CS said they're changing it. They change it, bro. I'm there. We're there.
Let's do it.
We're there, bro.
Hey, big shout out to Green. Thanks, Green. I appreciate all the support, man. You've always been, very kind and generous. So I thank you.
Just don't judge me if I'm walking around with the mask.
I don't think anybody's going to judge you, Pete.
Nobody's going to judge, bro.
It's the middle of flu season, too. So, you can mask up, you lower the flu chances, too.
Bro,
yeah, that's true.
The thing is, bro, is it's not us here. It's the international people that are nasty, bro. I'm sorry, a lot of them don't know how to wash their damn hands, bro. Even after using the toilet, bro. It's nasty. I saw it at the car show.
There's some ways of looking at it. If you don't splash back, you do some washing, not a deep one. But if you're at a convention, you do that 30-second wash.
Bro.
Car wash, bro.
Bro, it was crazy, man, when I was there, bro. Like, literally, bro, I look at these people, bro. I'm washing my hands, because I've always done that my whole life, even when I was a kid, bro. And then you got these fools, bro. these fools, you got these fools right here, bro. Like literally walking out, bro. After they just got that signal leak, bro. I'm like, wow, bro. Really?
Fun fact: I have compulsive hand washing disorder. I don't know if that's a real thing or not, but I wash
It
my hands.
is.
That's okay. In
20 times
today's
a
day and
day.
age, that's perfectly fine. Green, for your 5G standalone, the nationwide, I wouldn't expect anything until later in the
2025.
year next year. So,
2025.
oh, for full nationwide,
That's my expectation based on what I've heard from.
we're hearing from the carriers, Pete, end of year next year.
I'm hearing predictions
C-band?
from.
No, standalone
No.
5G.
I'm
Oh.
hearing predictions from departments.
Swear to
All
God,
right,
Pete,
well.
you better tell me.
That puts
I'm
that
a-
on
I'm a-
hold.
What's you said?
DOC.
2025.
DOC expecting to be fully standalone by 2025.
Yeah, he's right. It is true.
So everything else is just whatever the carriers blah 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 blah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to kidnap Pete, bro. Throw him in the basement, bro, until he gives up the secret. We're gonna zap.
Cook
we're
it
gonna
up,
zap
Pete.
him,
Cook
bro.
it up.
We're gonna zap him with a taser, bro. Every time you don't
Don't
want to cop
make
it up.
me lose clearance.
Leisure told us that by the end of this year, we're going to see that T-Mobile has it right. We're going to see the major flaw of Verizon. He told us in a clubhouse room. I mean, we kind of know Verizon's direction. I mean, what was he referencing? We know what
Hey,
they're doing.
the way you do it right, like T-Mobile has it right there. The way you do it right is you expand coverage and capacity, which is what everybody is doing.
Yeah, but that's what Verizon did
Yeah.
in LTE.
All I'm
Dude,
saying is the way you do cellular right is expand coverage and capacity.
But this comment says that there's a flaw in Verizon, but what didn't they do?
I think it's anchoring their, balls to the wall LTE speed 5G band to
Yesterday?
millimeter wave.
What about Dish? Yo? Where's our poker cards?
Oh, I don't want to talk about Dish right now, dude. I got some really bad news from them last
We're
week. I'm
not
so pissed.
talking
I'm
about
so freaking pissed right now
Atherton
about
Mobile.
Dish.
Hey,
Bro,
You're
like
You're
the
still
thing,
with scallops.
I owe you the jumbos, dude. Like seriously, dude, it's been all bad. The last 3 internal updates I got about Dish are depressing. Absolutely depressing.
I just love
Bro,
you.
I'm-
Like every Christmas, I can say this. They messed up.
Hey, Sneed. The one thing I was impressed though was yesterday being in the middle of nowhere on Route 66, dude, and literally
I'm so
getting over
jealous.
60 upload with Verizon. It was
Yeah, when-
consistently over 100 megs in the
Bro,
middle
the-
of nowhere while everybody else was
Out
ass,
here-
bro.
Out here, the uplink for Verizon and T-Mobile is really good. AT&T's
Dude,
uplinks are atrocious
Sneed,
here.
US 66. Lowe's.
Yeah.
I wish I was there with some cactus
Bro.
juice.
It's
Ooh,
all desert.
dude,
This
hey,
is all desert.
Yeah, bro. Hey, P. When you if you do January, if everything goes through, bro, we gotta go cruise the 66, bro.
I'm down.
Yeah.
And I might be trying to find a way to get paid to attend the show in January to promote certain deployments with telcos.
Oh snaps! So that means I'm really gonna have to bring a taser. Damn.
Yep.
So,
So-
LB, what John Ledger, I can't believe he's still doing this. People, and I said this a long time ago, and Pete, you remember, you can quote me on this. I said the only reason Verizon is pushing the millimeter wave narrative right now has been because they didn't have any midband to put on air.
Yep.
The moment
That-
midband came on air, they were going to go balls to the wall, and that's what they
Hey.
did. They spent 30, 40 billion on C-band.
T-Mobile said N71 would be the bee's knees because they bought it up. AT&T said Band 14 would be the bee's knees since they were paid to deploy it. Verizon said
Band 14's
millimeter.
great.
Let me finish. Verizon said millimeter wave is the best of the best. The bee's knees, cats meow. But once they get C-band, they're going to be like, this is the OG Awooga.
Okay, so that we can do this, right? Verizon said they wanted to do 15,000 nodes a year, every year. So now we'll see, right? Because C-band goes live. We'll see if that's true. if they don't do 15,000 nodes in 2022. Because they did 17,000 year one, they did 14,000 year two.
I got some inside stuff. It's gonna be more than that, man. So the thing with Verizon is they're gonna put out a number, right? They're always due above that, right? It's gonna
That's
happen.
why you put out the number.
Exactly. So you're gonna see some once they get the first couple markets launched and stuff, you're gonna see some you can see the train moving, man. They're gonna really go fast.
So
It's easy.
it's 10 o'clock on the East Coast.
Let's wrap up the show. Big shout out to
shout out to Ricky Florida Keys for the super chats, Obed for the super chats, Alexis Bohr for the super chats, Andy Logan for the super chats, Kamikaze Kid for the super chat, Alex Yamet for the super chats, and Green 9227 for the super chat. Thank you so much. You were really nice.
Thank you.
And
Appreciate it, guys.
And this stream is unofficially sponsored by Ultra Capacity D's Nuts. Go to your nearest Magenta store and get your nuts.
But and you can go to Planet Zorb and get Zarg nuts. Also.
Yes,
I want Zog nuts. Does that have something to do with King Zog from Disenchantment?
Oh, I have no idea.
Dude,
I don't think so.
it's Zog from Superman. Remember?
Ah,
Yeah.
Yo,
That's
LB,
where
appreciate
all
it.
comes
Thank
from.
you, man. Thanks for all that you do, bro. Thank you for
fist
coming
bump,
through and
go
hanging
mug.
out. Thank you, LB. Appreciate you. And
Fist bump.
yeah, man. Dude, LB, I know you don't create content, but you're one of the most involved people in the tech space, man. That's not an actual content creator. So big salute to you. Appreciate it. Big shout out to TK's Garage for coming through tonight as well. Hashtag Mod Squad for all my moderators. Hashtag 2Live Crew for everybody watching this on live broadcast. Hashtag Replay Crew for everybody watching it on DVR. Hashtag Ravioli Gang if you were eating while you're watching this.
Real quick, I'm not a real content creator, but I sit on a podcast.
Yeah, but you've been a big part of the show for a long time, man. Yeah, I think Los Mobile does support that connection. He does.
You see, Lois, what the hell is that?
Ultra Capacity D's, yeah. Ultra Capacity D's Nuts, baby.
AT&T borrowed C-band from Verizon Class A.
We just want to justify that. We're talking about walnuts.
Yep, walnuts. The unroasted, right. Unsalted.
Yeah.
You know.
I like those chestnuts for Thanksgiving time.
I'm more of a cashew guy myself.
Pistachio.
Dude,
And that too. Yeah.
Pistachio and cashews those are the bee's knees over spectrum. Let me tell you.
Dude, what about the macadamias? What about the Buckeyes?
Oh,
yeah.
Brazil nuts.
That's right, bro.
Hey,
roasted
Troy
salted caramel. Yeah.
Thanks for the $2 super chat. T-Mobile NR means no radio.
TK, you're literally the worst, bro. They would not be chin nuts. They would be called something else, bro.
Interesting, Troy. I've been on standalone new radio on T-Mobile multiple times in my market.
Yo,
there's radio there.
We're gonna shut down the stream, man. Big shout out to Troy. Thank you. It's getting nuts over here. We out this piece, man. Thank you to everybody. I have Tana. Thanks for coming through. We're done, bro. Hit the replay crew, man. Appreciate everybody. We out.